What's up, Team TBABY? Alright, you guys, today we're stretching. I decided to do a voiceover so you can follow along. So, this is considered the downward dog. We're focusing on lower back and hip opening today, and just before we start, well, press up into your cobra first, but while we're starting, I just want to say that I am not certified in yoga. I am not a yoga instructor. These are just stretches that I learned through being certified in training that helped me, and so I just wanted to put that disclaimer out there. So stretch at your own risk. Okay, anyways, let's get back into it. So you did your downward dog, your cobra, really stretch out your lower back, and then I don't even know the names of all these poses. Like I said, I'm not a yoga instructor, but you're going to press down, open up your lower back and your hips, and then we're going to get into our hanging pose. So this one really opens up your lower back and your hamstrings. I like to bend my knees back and forth slowly because my knees and my hips are super sore, and this just really opens up the hamstrings, the lower back, and then just go as far as you can go, feeling comfortable with stretching your arms over your head. Now be careful. I know not everybody is super flexible, but just go to your own needs, okay? Then I call this the squatting pose, even though there's a name for it and I forget. But anyways, I'm showing you the different angles. This really opens up the hips. This is just a really comfortable general pose for me. I love this one for my hips and my back, honestly. But now this is the real hip stretchers. So this is called the butterfly, and you just press your knees down, hunch over. I mean, don't want to be hunched, but you want to just get your body over as much as you can. And then I like to finish off with really stretching my back and getting my posture on point. Okay, you guys know this is one of my favorites for the hips. My left hip is actually very, very, very sore, so this is like one of my favorites I really like to do. So when you're down here, push out your hip very slowly. You don't want to pop anything. And then I like to go into a hamstring stretch. So I go back and forth, and I'm pointing to here where it really stretches your hamstring. So I like to alternate and really press your hands down and pull back on your hamstring. This is so good for not only your lower back, your hip, your hamstrings. It feels amazing. So I like to do about 10 to 15 each side, but I think for the purpose of this video I only did about 8 or so. So you just really want to pull forward and then pull back on that stretch. And then of course I switch sides here. This one is just my favorite because, like I said, my hips are really bad and it just hits all the angles. Like sometimes I just want to stay down here in this pose forever, but you guys don't forget how important your stretching is, whether it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day. It doesn't matter, just get down. It's also good for meditating, so I like to use it to do a little bit of my daily unwind, relax, and meditation. Okay, now let's see where we're going next. We're bringing it back up, and then we are bringing it back down. Okay, so now this one is my absolute favorite, if I said that before, but I believe it's called the Pigeon, I think, but you guys know this is my favorite pose. So you're sitting on your hip, your knee is crossed forward, and you can also bring the other foot back for a good stretch too. Just be careful because it does stretch the quads. But this stretch right here, I like to do little circular motions. It feels so good on the hips. Like it really helps for hip pain. It also helps strengthen your lower back as you press up and press down. So I do this, of course, on both sides, but this one happens to be my absolute favorite of all time. I do this one every single day. So I recommend if you're having hip pain, definitely get into this Pigeon. I hope I'm saying it right. I hope it's this pose, but get down to this stretch. It's good for the hips. Now this one just felt amazing on my back. So to fully just strengthen and stretch out and lengthen your body forward and then down. So first you're going to bring your legs forward over your head as far as you can go, of course, and then you're going to bring them down And this part, I want you to really stretch out your body. Like, I'm stretching my toes forward and my arms I'm pulling forward. So my spine, if you could see my ribs, my spine is actually pulling up and down. So I'm really stretching that lower back, upper back. It feels amazing. And then we're going to take in our knees one at a time and pull to the sides so we can open up the hip, your whole groin area really for this one. And then of course switch sides. So this is another one of my favorite one, and usually I would recommend staying in all these poses for at least like 30 to 60 seconds when you're doing a deep stretch, but not before a workout. This is not a good thing to do before a workout. You want to do more quick dynamic stretches. This is more of your yoga flow. Okay. Now rock back and forth for that lower back, upper back, and then we're going into our next pose here. Just had to do a quick little hair fix. Okay. Back down into my little froggy position to get spread out for my favorite middle splits. This one opens up your hip flexors, your hamstrings, and then once you take it down, of course a good back stretch, once you take it to the side and down, now I'm stretching out my whole spine. Make sure you're breathing during this whole process. Like, do a lot of deep, deep breathing. But my favorite part is when you go into the middle and you just press down forward and you hold it for a while, because of course you want to hold all these poses for a while. And this not only like stretches your hamstrings and your hips really good, but also your upper body. So this is another one of my favorites, even though if I don't do it for a while, it's very, very, very sore. So that's why I recommend keep doing your stretches. Okay, now we're going to go into our last couple ones. So here is another one of my favorite hip ones. You can either stay stagnant on the floor for this one and like not move, or I like to move my hips back and forth to get more of that opening in my hips, because that's like my problem area. So this one just feels super good to either stay still or move in circular motions back and forth. I hope you guys are enjoying this voiceover, because woo, I'm just letting you know. It takes some work to be talking this long. Okay. So now we are going to finish off, and I want to thank you guys for watching this video. So you can go back into any stretch you want, shake out your legs, but I'm finishing off with a butterfly. Alright, so please get your stretches on, you guys. I'll see y'all soon. I love you, team. TBABY.